I am 26 years old. I'm a youngin. I'm a young buck with the whole world ahead of me. And truly, life's great. I'm happier than I've ever been. Things are on the up. There's ups and downs as always, but truly, I feel very fortunate and blessed for everything I've been given and for the the fortunate surroundings that I just have via family, via friends, work, you name it. All aspects of my life are seemingly good, and I'm grateful. However, if you would have told me about 7, 8 years ago that as a 26-year-old, I would be single, I'd be divorced, and I'd be living where I'm living now, doing what I'm doing now, I would have been very angry and very upset. And I would have never believed that. My life has not gone the way that young Reed wanted it to. Something that I've worked on and I've talked to friends about, but I have this thing where for a while, and I'm getting out of it now the last few months, but for a while I'd see pictures of myself as a little boy, and not to get all like sad and depressed here at the end, but I'd see little pictures of myself as, 4 years old, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, just bright as day. That you could see my eyes just glowing and happy. And my mother said I was a generally happy kid, and I feel like a generally happy person. But when I see those pictures, I get this like sense of like sadness, like a somber feeling of like, oh man, like little did Reed know. Like little did he know what was gonna happen to him and was gonna befall him. And I'm not saying that to make you sad, but there's a clear childlike love that existed back then that I think through what I've been through, like a little bit of that light is lost. And you hear those people joking about like, oh, the light has left me, and truly it does for people. Look back to yourself as a child and look at where you're at now, and can you look at that little boy or girl and reconcile to them what has happened in your life? And it's hard. There's a big gap there because it's like, man, like you almost feel protective over them, and you didn't want them to go through what they're going through. But the truth is, so much of your perspective and your emotions rely on your outlook. It really truly does rely on your ability to rely on God's grace to open up your heart and heal it and change it for the better. I went through this experience. I went through a divorce, better than some, worse than others, right? It's not about that, but personally to me, it was extremely difficult. I had known this person for about, at the time, more than half of my life. Over a decade, I had known this person. And in no world am I supposed to know somebody that long, end up marrying them, and then end up never talking to them again, right? Never is that the plan, right? No one's plan is to get divorced. No one's plan is to lose somebody in a car crash. No one's plan is to get cancer. But these are inevitabilities of being here on earth. This is what I believe we would have signed up for. We would have said, despite all these challenges and trials, the alternative of not getting this experience and not trying to grow and become better, I don't want that. I don't want that risk. When I talk about risk, this is all risky. The risk isn't in playing it safe. The risk is in playing it safe. That's where the real risk lies. So going through what I've been through in life to where I'm at now, I can't see myself, as much as I wanted to attribute what happened as God. God how? God why? Well, a key piece of that puzzle is that I made choices, that person made choices were made in my control and out of my control, and either way, God allowed it to happen. It happened, and God allowed it. So what do I do with that now? Do I blame him? Do I blame myself forever? Do I blame them forever? There's options. And I think the best option is love. I had my dad at the time offer a prayer for me, and in it, he said that. He said, you need to have a soft heart and be more loving than you've ever been. What are you talking about? Be more loving than I've ever been? Are you kidding me? That's what I need to do right now. And that prayer had power over me. And ever since, I'm not saying I've got it figured out. I clearly don't. But I haven't been angry at God or angry at anyone, like truly angry ever since. And I think that's a change God has allowed to happen to me. That's not something I did myself. That's something that I had to, in that dark and dreary place and depression that I was in. It was either I harden and become angry and vile and mean, or I soften and let God heal me and fix me, and I let my heart grow 3 sizes. Those are the choices. So my invitation to you is, next time you are angry at God, do not let it make you hardened and more vile and vicious. Let it soften you. Next time somebody does you wrong, turn your cheek, as Jesus taught us to do. Is that hard? Yeah. And